Hey, Eric.
Hey, Chris.
Public service announcement.
Okay. Serve the public, please.
Don't go to the Star Wars Hotel.
Oh, no.
Don't spend all of your hard-earned money on the Star Wars Hotel.
Chris had a bad vacation experience.
Don't tell my wife I said that.
It's all right. It's not on the internet.
It was fine. The kids had fun. Like, Chewbacca pet my son on the back. You know, it's fine. It's like it's Star Wars LARPing for 3 days, but it takes place in the sequel trilogy. So
the most marketable trilogy.
Yeah, I guess. Well, they probably thought that when they were setting it up. It takes place between The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi.
And the Star Wars Hotel is not the Star Wars land where you make your own lightsaber. That's a different thing.
It is incorporated with it. Like the second day of the Star Wars Hotel experience, the Galactic Star Cruiser experience, you get special access to the Star Wars park. And they don't want to break your immersion. So they basically put you on a van and take you into the back entrance of the thing.
Just your basic bang bus, yeah.
It's a shuttle. It's a literal shuttle that's taking you through space to land on the planet of Batuu. The first public place that you experience in Star Wars, the original movie, what is it? Do you remember what it is? The first time anyone goes in public.
Fucked in Mos Eisley?
Yes, the fucked up cantina.
Yeah.
And what is everywhere?
Fucked up dudes.
Fucked up aliens.
Yeah.
The Galactic Star Cruiser experience does not have enough fucked up aliens walking around.
That's really all there should be is fucked up aliens and surly looking stormtroopers.
The crew, the cast members, the employees, the workers there, they're all like in character as like Star Wars people, and there are actors that play the roles of the story that plays out over a course of a few days. The story kind of sucks. Chewbacca is there, and the kids get to help Chewbacca sneak around and hide from stormtroopers and stuff like that. And
is there a situation where you accidentally see two Chewbaccas simultaneously?
No, they're really good about everything. They're really, really good about it. My entire point is like all the story stuff is cool. Like it's fine. Like there's a singer. There's fucked up. I'm eating bantha meat. They don't say chicken. They say yip tip.
Can you get imitation bantha meat?
Yeah, they have vegan options, and they have. If the kids won't eat the fucked up food, the waiters will say, "We have something that we heard is called pizza. We don't know what it is, but we can serve it to you." Like it's that kind of stuff. But okay, so the point is, there's no fucked up looking aliens. There's one Rodian. You know what Rodian is? A Greedo?
No.
A Greedo.
Okay.
You know Greedo?
Yeah, I know Greedo.
Greedo shot first.
Right.
There's one of those who's the keyboardist. There is a Twi'lek. I think it's pronounced Twi'lek. Twi'lek there. The captain of the ship, her face was blue, but it just looked like a human with blue face.
So we need hologram technology.
I need lizard monkeys throwing shit at me. I need to see Babu Frick trying to like steal my children. I want to sign a waiver to say that a stormtrooper can punch me in the face and throw me in the brig. Like I want a real immersive experience.
One guest per day is eviscerated by Sebulba.
Yes, I want to be able to gamble on pod racing on Tatooine. It's not a Star Wars. It's not a true Star Wars experience.
So if you had paid like $500 for this, it would have been like apt to your description, but instead you paid something beyond that and it did not meet your needs.
Most of the criticisms that you will read about this on the internet are it's too expensive for what it is, and I would agree with that.
Isn't that just Disney in a whole like 40% more than what your budget thought it would be?
I mean, the special effects and stuff were cool. There was lightsabers. Kylo Ren showed up, whatever.
Do you have a mask on, or was it like a lookalike for that guy?
He had a mask on. They did have a lookalike white girl for Rey.
Yeah, of course.
But that was about it. There was all the other characters were Star Wars Galactic Star Cruisers originals.
No, that sounds like a nightmare all around to me, man.
You want to hear some hot sounds I've recorded?
Yeah.
Yeah, we should do that. We should get to this. Get on this. Welcome to Retrograde Amnesia, a comprehensive podcast where we discuss classic Japanese role-playing games chapter by chapter, beat by beat. This is Chris. I'm Chris. And this is Season 4, Part 2. We're covering Suikoden 2, and my name's Chris. Hello, Eric.
Entering our second year of Suikoden coverage.
Yeah, this is episode 62, so we're wow, it's crazy. It's been a while. We're also joined by the RealNet, a collective of patrons who are listening to us record live. You too can join this RealNet at patreon.com/RetroAM and watch us live.
We're also joined by the Fake Net, our post-production AI companion who joined Blade's book club in Marvel's Midnight Sums.
Initializing FakeNet.
We read Exhalation, a collection of science fiction short stories by Ted Chiang. My favorite one was The Life Cycle of Software Objects.
Congratulations, FakeNet. That is a really wonderful side quest. If you don't plan on playing that game, I would advise you to watch all the cutscenes. It's pretty funny.
I love Blade.
We previously wondered if there were any other characters in video games that participated in war that were also with child.
Right, and the Fake Net told us that Lulu was filled with cum and made a baby.
Yes. There is one character that we overlooked.
Yeah?
Okay, Lucia from this video game, is possibly pregnant with Hugo, the protagonist of Suikoden 3, because it takes place 15 years later, and he's 15 at the beginning of that game.
That sounds like a retcon. I want present and acknowledged pregnancy, not secret babies.
Okay, well.
I do not acknowledge that truth.
You can find a lot of GameFAQs.com discourse on who could Hugo's father be, because he's got black tips on his hair, and he must be part Highlander.
Black tips, huh?
Black tips.
All right. Blacktips.com.
All right, well, we want to recruit some people?
Yeah, I'm going to go ignore whatever that was.
Yeah.
And what is interesting? We're going to go to Greenhill to recruit some more. What is interesting about our trip into Greenhill? What is new here to greet us?
Well, Freedom is here to greet us. Freedom Again, the song.
Yes, the town music actually changes from Imprisoned Town to Freedom Once More. Freedom Again.
Once More is much better than Again.
This is no longer an imprisoned town.
Yes.
I love town music changes. I love NPCs with new things to say, too. You want to hear what they say?
Yeah.
A kid is excited he can go to school like normal next year.
Oh, great.
The town's no longer occupied.
Yeah.
A lady says we can finally say, hey, you dummies from Highland, go home. Lots of people are citing Teresa's return and fulfillment of her promise. The maid says, little Nina joined the Fake Nuts army. I wonder if she's of any help.
Yes. She's got pretty good magic. And a bag of books.
Another old lady says she heard Amelia joined the Fake Nuts army. It figures since she's so cool.
Who's Amelia?
Amelia.
Yes.
That, yeah. Emilio Estevez.
The book lady.
Also, it's impossible to change this now, but we really should have done the first Suikoden around before this time we played in the game.
Yeah.
Because the second one does take place after Suikoden 2, but the first one is wedged right in there, and I think provides a lot of interesting characterization to the cast in Greenhill that really kind of makes their plight more enjoyable and indulgent.
Do you think it's like cut content or cut script they had to pare down to get this game out? Or do you think that they were like, let's go back and embellish this a little bit?
I think it's more of an embellishment thing. I mean, maybe there was like the seed of an idea first, but characters like Jude, characters like Shin get a lot more time in the visual novel, obviously, because that is all there is story at that point. And why Teresa went into hiding was just kind of a bypassed plot point here, but it really makes sense in the context of that game.
Cool. Well, at the time you're hearing this, that may be out, so go to patreon.com/RetroAM and check it out.
That's all I've got for NPCs before I started going in stores.
Yeah. Where'd you go first?
Item store. I got Windows Set 6 in rare finds.
I missed that.
I went to the inn?
Yeah, I went to the inn. There's a girl named Mary? Mary?
M-A-I-R-I-E.
Yeah, it's weird.
Marie Mary.
We've talked to her before, and she was mentioning a fellow named Pico, but that fellow named Pico is now here. Marie is steaming about this Anna Lee.
Uh-oh.
Pico's here, a winky handsomeman who says, no, Marie, you've got it all wrong. Listen, Anna Lee is very important to me, but...
She's not my girlfriend, she's my work partner.
Yes, she's my... Yeah. There was a news story the other day that Bomani Jones covered on his podcast where it was like the millennials or the Gen Z is killing the work spouse.
Work spouse.
You're not familiar with the concept of work spouse, right?
No.
Okay, good.
I'm going to bypass that and say that Marie continues to eviscerate Pico. Oh, you're terrible, just horrible. How could you say such things to me? I love you. You're the only one. So Pico's been pouring his heart out here trying to get an HJ or something.
Yeah.
Marie turns her back on Pico and he gives her the she's like a sister to me line that never works on anyone ever in any fiction.
He should have said she's a child.
Is he also a child?
We'll find out later.
It's not very effective. Marie responds, you're sick. You love her like a sister, huh? Incest. Ding.
Yeah.
We get a choice. Did you say Annalie or Dot?
I interrupt with, did you say Annalie?
Pico hops and turns his back on Marie. You know Annalie? Where is she? Is she all right?
Mm-hmm.
This further enrages Marie, who turns back around and tells Pico to hold up. They're having a conversation.
Yeah.
Instead, Pico takes one step closer to the edge, to Rio, and says, I see, thank the gods. She's okay. I couldn't sleep at night thinking about her being alone. Chris, do you think about your work husband being alone? Am I using that term correctly yet?
Yeah, I do all the time.
I do too.
Yeah.
It's the fake net, my work wife.
Yes.
If I had a corporeal form, I wouldn't waste a second of physical existence on either of you.
Marie responds, hey Buster, we're having conversation. Pico turns back around, takes a few steps towards Marie and tries to smooth things over.
I'm glad that the word Buster was implemented here. I love the word Buster.
Word.
Yeah.
Yo, Dom, why'd you bring the Buster here?
Cause the Buster kept me out of handcuffs.
Forgive me, Marie, I haven't lied to you, however. Annalie is very important to me. You're a strong girl. You'll be able to live without me. So,
he dumped her on the spot.
Was he lying the whole time about his adoration of Annalie, or he just won't have time to get laid while he's off doing work with his choir?
That's correct.
Okay, so
Yes.
still no romantic thing, just I don't have time for your shit in this dumpy town.
Yes, I think that's what it is. Even though this is one of the nicer towns in all of this League of City-States.
Yeah, he stopped trying to apologize. It was fuck off, see you later.
Yep.
Right there. Marie can't believe this shit, and Pico asks directions to my castle. Pico joins the group, leaves the inn, and then Marie scream cries.
Yes.
She then goes to Blair Witch the Wall. If you speak to her, she says, "What do you want? You're friends with that awful Pico, aren't you? Humph." End scenario. Marie, Chris, tell me all about Pico.
I've got some information on Pico. His name's Pico. He is the Chiretsu star, the inferior star.
So shittiest member of the band.
Guess so. HQ services. He will play music in the HQ along with Alberto and Annalie.
We have Alberto yet in this continuity?
We do not. We've met him. He was in Tinto. But we don't have him yet. One thing to note about them is that all they do, I think, is just play the soundtrack, as far as I could tell, in the castle.
I know there's different versions there's like 3 different versions of songs Annalie will sing.
I couldn't get them to, I don't know if they show up on the stage and will perform that. I couldn't get it to trigger, but there are a couple of nice songs that you can get them to play, apparently. And they also have some really good animations when they're playing, too. Lots of really, really bespoke things. One other thing. If Annalie dies, he will spend the rest of his days in the castle in deep mourning for Annabelle, like in the cemetery, if she dies in the combat. Because she can...
Annalie or Annabelle?
What did I say?
You said both.
Is there an Annabelle? Oh, she's already dead.
Yes.
Annalie, excuse me. Thanks. Investigation. Secret number 1, named Pico, age 24, from Muse City. Position, Special Forces. Secret number 2, he takes very good care of Annalie. It's a little different than how he takes care of other girls.
I enjoy that he...
Takes care in quotes.
Takes care of him.
Yeah.
I enjoy that he will be mournful over Annalie's death, but it would be better if you found him back in Greenhill begging for Marie back.
Yes, that's true. Secret number 3, he's broken a whole lot of hearts while he's on the road with his traveling band. He doesn't mean to. It just happens that way.
Suave, Chris.
Suggestion box. Thank you for protecting Annalie. I don't know what I could do to repay you. Cook-off introduction. Pico is the heartbreaker of Housefuck Castle, and he knows it. Watch these pheromones fly.
I love pheromones.
Yeah, fear nothing. He serves no other purpose.
Like me. Let's go to the north screen.
Yeah.
NPCs?
Sure.
Students and teachers talk about how they can get back to class now that the Highland Army is gone.
Hell yeah. I was double checking the items to make sure I didn't miss anything back here.
Yeah.
You know what I found behind the dorms?
Piglet.
Barrel full of shit.
Oh, it said shit?
No,
S-H-I-
it said manure.
Okay.
But...
Shit, manure. There's some differences there. Manure has more minerals for plants. Shit's useless.
Yeah, this is a very green town, so
Yeah.
it's called Greenhill after a while.
That's right.
If you want to have a Greenhill zone, gotta have a lot of poop.
Whole lot of shit. Animals shit, all of them.
Yeah.
I walk inside the dorm, see what's there. It's the same NPC student dialogue, and the lady behind the desk thanks me for liberating Greenhill.
Mm-hmm.
Some guy in the basement gave me a gift.
Oh, yeah?
Old book, volume 10.
He did?
That's right.
Oh, I wonder what that says. By the way, there is only one old book worth reading the rest of the game, so it's probably not that one.
Bypass that. Then I go inside the academy.
Mm-hmm.
NPC's dialogue appears unchanged. Amelia has not been replaced. The desk is empty.
Yep.
The unnamed lady who takes over for Jean gives me the Rage Rune.
Oh, the Rage Rune. What does that do, Eric?
I don't know, fake net?
No, Chris will tell you in 1 second.
It's a higher tier of fire.
Oh, so like Faraga?
Yes.
Great.
Yes.
Speak to me in Final Fantasy terms only. A student in the blacksmith room gives up this silver hammer for the blacksmith we still don't have. Jude, in the top right corner of the blacksmith room, is a portrait character.
Mm-hmm.
A man with his hand on his chin in a thinking pose. He's got a great idea, but it involves clay. And what's he out of, Chris?
Clay!
He's used it all up. He doesn't know what to do. Jude, like everyone else in Greenhill, plays a more prominent role in the first Suikoden. I already said that. Chris, to get clay, where do we gotta go?
I'm glad you said it again, though, because when you said Jude earlier, I could not remember who Jude was.
Hey, Jude.
Hey. Good song, I guess. I ran all the way to Forest Village.
That's right, you run there. Birds chirp.
Yes. There's some lonely dude in the woods here who's like, yeah, I got some clay. Here's some clay.
In the woods undersells it. He's incredibly hard to find.
Yes, yes.
He's up behind like a tree, behind the Chiefs building in the top right.
I don't remember what my original experience with this was, but this has got to be infuriating to figure out where the fuck to get some clay.
I picture the town already being full of NPCs and like, no, you can't add a different one. It'll break all of our shit.
Yeah.
I don't know. Put it behind a fucking tree up there. I don't know. So yeah, you get his clay. He's like, there's plenty over at my secret spot. Fade to black, comes back up, and we're in the same place. He says we can take some of his clay. Chris, what would your secret spot be where you would hide some clay? Someplace in public? Anywhere in the city where you could hide some clay? It would be there in a week.
I can't think of anywhere good. Do you have anything in mind?
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of trees and parks with holes in them for squirrels. I'd put it in there.
Oh, okay. You know what? I'd probably go, speaking of parks, I'd probably go to the parks that I frequent now and walk around till the ground started to sink a little bit. There's been some moles, and I would put my hand into the molehill and then put my clay down there.
That's right. You're confident the moles wouldn't fuck with your clay.
Do moles fuck with clay?
Figna, do moles fuck with clay?
Initializing fake net. Heavy, dry clay soils are considered undesirable mole habitats. Moles do have favorite soils, like loose, sandy loam soils, which are easier to move and find food in.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah. I mean, they can dig.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Shit.
Moles can dig through shit if it is wet enough. Fresh enough.
Take it back to Jude?
Yeah, but a little girl in the house gives me Soundset 7, something I crave.
Yeah.
Now we go to...
That was Connell's sister.
Okay. She's just keeping his materials?
She's like, I forgot to give him... She said something about forgetting to give it to him.
She stole it.
Yeah.
And is forgetting to give him to him. Mm-hmm. Greenhill, Freedom Again plays.
Yeah.
What'd you do? You give Jude that clay?
I gave Jude that clay.
Says it was thoughtful. He asked if there's anything he can do for us in return. I say join us. I gave you some clay. You give me your life and skills, motherfucker.
Yes.
He says he'll do it. I don't know how much help I'd be to you, but I'll join your cause. Jude says it's nice to make our acquaintance. Chris, tell me about Jude. What does this man do?
Well, Jude did join the party. Or group, whatever you want to call it. Jude is the Chiban star, the learned star. Of course, his HQ services, he can sculpt a garden deity for your castle. Remember all those plans we've been picking up? Unicorn plans?
Yeah, the ones that are filling up. Marie, is her name Marie too? Who guards the store?
Barbara.
Barbara. Marie is the fucking hotel from the past game, right?
Yes. Yeah, you can build a guardian deity for your castle. And
I could build a Barbara.
Yeah. Have you done that yet?
Yeah, I submitted some plan. You can actually mix and match them, right?
Yes.
Build some fucked up chimera?
Yeah, you get, based on what you build, you get various... rewards. I built a dragon and I got dragon incense, but you can get if you give them dragon head, unicorn body, dragon legs, and unicorn tail, you can get a rage crystal, which is pretty damn good.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of decent things. You can get a double strike crystal with dragon head, dragon body, rabbit legs, and dragon tail. Sounds cool,
That's
right?
That's the formula for double striking.
Yeah, but there are a lot of different combinations.
Double strike is not double beat, right?
Right, but it's good though. They're good to pair with each other if you can. So
I like striking, I like beating.
Yeah. So whatever, dude. I don't know. It's a weird game. Secret number 1, name Jude, age 22, from Forest Village.
That's where he left his clay.
Yeah. Secret number 2, you can find plans on sale in town now, on Wandering Monsters and in Rare Finds too. Secret number 3, I wonder what'll happen when he's done making that guardian deity. What the hell is it anyway? Secret number 4, Jude was researching who most often dealt the finishing blow in combat. Is he looking for a motif or something? What?
I think that's a hint about, I don't know how finishing blows work, but there's some games where the finisher gets slightly more XP, or like in this game, or in the previous Suikoden, the person who killed the first thing killed was the thing that dropped the shit.
Interesting. Oh, hi, hello. This is Chris from the future here. What this secret is referring to is the character that has the most finishing blows gets a statue rendered of them, I think, on the 4th or 5th floor of the castle out on the balcony. In most cases, this is Rio, like if you're using lots of different characters. So I think a lot of us just assume that, oh, they built a statue of Rio right there. But actually, they could build a statue of Muku Muku there if Muku Muku were to get the most kills in the video game. So there you go. Bye. Suggestion box. Leave it to me. Lord Rio, I will make you the greatest guardian deity the world has ever seen. Believe me. Believe it!
Believe that.
Cook-off introduction. After months of working on the guardian deity, I wonder what he wants to eat. It's Jude!
Let's go to Tinto City. Muzak, outskirts of Tinto, plays.
Mm-hmm.
I hit up the bespectacled Alberto. He again says he used to live in Muse City, but was driven out by the Highland Army.
Mm-hmm.
Worked hard, made money, still looking for his friends, Annalie and Pico. Tell him I know Annalie, and eventually Alberto is glad that Annalie and Pico are safe. Alberto says, what a coincidence we met, unaware that I am the protagonist of this reality and there are no coincidences here. Without asking anything further, Alberto joins. Alberto leaves for the castle. It's been a long time since the three of us were together. Chris, tell me about Alberto.
Alberto is the Chicken star, like chicken, the mighty star. He does, of course, the band stuff we previously discussed. He will also be sad if Annalie dies. He will write songs for her and visit her grave every single day, which is interesting. Secret number 1, Alberto, age 31, from Rock Axe. Secret number 2, he used to be an apprentice for a barrel maker, but he quit for a life in music.
If my wife died, there's no way I'd write songs every single day.
That's a lot of songs to write.
That's a lot of songs for a lot of time.
Yes, you would also run out of creative energy. Secret number 3, he thinks of Annalie more as a daughter than a little sister. He looks after her just like he's her papa. Suggestion box.
More sister shit here, man.
This game's weird, especially its localization. Suggestion box, come by sometime. Come and listen to us perform sometime. It would make us very happy. Cook-off introduction. As the leader of the musicians, he needs to see all sides. Does that
Both sides case.
Yes, but does that go for food too? It's Alberto!
Shit, Chris, let's go to the mines and get that weird dude, Mazes.
Yeah, let's go. Mazes Beacon teaches typing.
Pempitu plays. Mazes again tells me he is not taking any more apprentices. But then he hums. He thinks about the Fake Nuts army. Then Mazes says, I hear that my arch rival, Crowley,
fucking Crowley. We're not seeing him, so we don't have to, do that. But yeah, Crowley
is out in the world. Perhaps the time has come. More than anything else, I'd like a place to test my abilities. Okay, Rio, the great sorcerer Mazes will be your ally. You should be thankful. The dude that teleports out of here is saying it's been a long time since he's been out in the world. Chris, we love our cave-dwelling misanthropic magicians, don't we?
We do. And are they trying to out-cave one another, out-hang out and cave one another?
I think so. And as far as I know, there's no way to go find Crowley and do a magician's duel in this game, which there's already enough shit in this game, but gosh, that would have been nice.
That would have been cool. Are Chris, you ready to hear about Mazes?
Tell me all about Mazes.
Mazes is the Cheez-In star, the silent star. In combat, Eric, he wields a rod. A star rod, a cosmic rod, or a nova rod. He comes preloaded with 3 runes, the Blue Gate rune, the Thunder rune, and the Fire rune. You can't remove the Thunder or the Blue Gate, but you can remove the Fire and put a Rage on there and then get a combo spell access to one of those. In war, he is a magic unit with 9 attack and 6 defense. He's the only mage character to have a cavalry skill, and he is more powerful than Luke in terms of damaging the enemy front lines with magic. Cool. His skill is Fire magic, which is really good. It attacks a very large area in the war battles, in a 5-grid area. Secret number 1, name Mazes, age 87.
Jesus.
From unknown.
Parts unknown, please.
Yes, parts unknown, excuse me. Secret number 2, in Tauren, he's got an arch rival named Crowley, who supposedly has over 100 runes embedded in his body.
Fully runed up.
Yep, all runed up. Secret number 3, a long time ago, Mazes and Crowley had a showdown on top of a mountain. Well, there you have it. They unleashed so much power between them that it rained for a whole week and the mountain was leveled.
That's kind of pathetic, honestly.
Secret number 4, lately the girls around here have been asking Mazes to make them love potions. Can you imagine a bad-eyed and loveless old goat like that making love potions?
Great, we're doing Rehypnol. Awesome.
Yeah.
Question, the people that have over 100 runes embedded in their body in the fiction of this world, do we treat them like individuals we see that are fully tattooed, like full skin?
Yeah.
You just look at that and you're like, shit, that probably hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you're right about that. That's a good analog. I was going to say lepers, but...
I don't know too many lepers. I've seen plenty of fully tattooed dudes.
Yes. I only know my lepers from the Bible.
That's right. Where there's colonies of them.
Yes. Suggestion box. Important request. I want to do a large magic experiment. Can I do it here? Thanks. Mazes. P.S. If I mess up, this whole place could go up in a flash. Cook-off introduction. The cave-dwelling necromancer Mazes! Unfortunately, he's pretty old and his taste buds aren't what they used to be.
It'd be funny if he gets permission for that magic experiment and you find him like in the Knight's Hall pouring vinegar into baking soda in the shape of a volcano, and it's like, look, I did it.
That's the other bad ending.
Oh, yeah.
His volcano explodes.
Experiments.
Yeah.
Blows up the castle.
I believe that is all I have for Mazes. Thank you. I ended up using Mazes in my party, so he's pretty strong.
Radat Town.
Let's go to Radat.
Hersai plays. NPCs. Basically, everyone is talking about how Rio, me, is awesome, and he's going to protect them. They hope the Fake Nuts army beats the Highland army. The public is being swayed to our side, Chris.
Yes.
Chris, I've got Simone with me. Do you have Simone with you?
Same. I've got Simone with me.
Sim 1. I walk over to the docks where the sound of running water takes over from Hersai. I head down to where I found Simone. What theme music plays?
Theme of narcissism again.
Who's down here?
Eric, it's fucking Vincent of Balls!
Vincent of Balls is down here. Another dandy fop. Vincent of Balls fires off exclamation points. Oh, Simone. I was looking for you, Simone. Chris, remind me again. Is Simone male or female, please?
Simone is male, I believe.
Okay.
So these are like fancy lads.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Simone sprite waves, Vincent sprite dances, and I am so fucking happy for both of them.
Yes. They're fancy man dancing because they're so happy to see each other.
Simone is elated. Oh, Vincent, my friend, it makes my heart soar like an eagle to see your face again. I'm overflowing with joy. Vincent tells Simone that he was worried about him and he wonders what happened. Simone, who I've gendered as she but is not, replies, I'm sorry, Vincent, my friend. I cannot look you in the face.
Can't look Vinny Balls in the face.
Oh, no. I hate disappointing Vinny Balls.
Yeah.
Vincent moves closer to Simone and asks for additional clarification. And Simone gives it. The rose brooch that you gave me as a sign of our friendship. I'm afraid I lost it. Even though Lord Rio found it for me, I feel as though I betrayed our friendship. Chris, have you ever destroyed something someone gave you in friendship and expected back, and it's like, fuck, I fucked it up?
Oh, God, I'm sure I have.
Yeah.
Yeah, it happens all the time, right? I mean, back in the day when you used to let your friends borrow things.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't let me borrow that.
It's comic book. He turns around in shame. Vincent, though, doesn't give a flying fuck, Chris.
Yeah.
Non, what are you saying?
No.
Do
What
the
are you
French,
saying?
please.
No. What are you saying, mes amis?
Okay, he's not saying no. It says non. And
No.
Can't fool me, Pepe Le Pew. Simone can't do that. Vincent cuts Simone off. The rose brooch is just a trinket, but our friendship is what's truly precious.
Yes.
Chris, I love the power of friendship.
It's great. It's powerful here.
Simone's overjoyed. Vincent, you are the greatest friend I've ever had. They seem to hold hands briefly as Vincent replies, but of course, Simone. Simone then introduces Vincent of Balls to Rio, and Vincent remarks, pleased to meet you. Pleased to meet you. You get the spelling error there. Just dash it off.
Oh, I missed it.
It's funny. When this happened, I didn't have Tear with me, but I wish there was a scene built in where Tear just sees about to happen and just leaves the party immediately. Like, no.
Yeah.
Not again. A friend of Simone is a friend of mine. Simone invites Vincent to help out the Fake Nuts army, and Vincent replies, but of course, Simone, well, Lord Rio, shall we go? We walk on the path of honor.
We do.
Vincent leaves with Simone off to see the castle that he says is filled with, quote, wonderful people.
It's true.
I love these two. Chris, for the second time, tell me about Vincent of Balls.
Vincent de Boule is still the Chechen star, the suppressing star.
Do we determine if de Boule is of balls, or are we just ad-libbing that?
Vincent de Boule's name in French literally translates to Vincent of Ball.
Okay.
So, sure.
Ball is less funnier than balls.
We're going to go with balls,
It's
right?
still all right, yeah.
Okay.
Eric of Balls.
Yep. Vincent of Balls is a combatant, of course, with a sword. His sword, I think before he threw a...
I'm going to hold the ball while you're talking about Vincent of Balls.
Okay. I think his weapon in the previous game was he threw a rose or a knife or something.
I think so. In my head, it is now the same as Pierre from Chrono Cross.
Well, he fights like that now because he has a sword called the Enchante, the Savat, or the Felicitation.
Felicitation?
Felicitation.
The fuck is that? Fake net? Is that a word?
Initializing fake net. Felicitation is a noun. It means to express praise for an achievement or good wishes on a special occasion. May I offer my own felicitation on this shit show podcast lasting at least 4 years?
Wow. He can participate in the Narcissist attack with his friend Simone, which drops a lot of roses and does the swirling around and attack thing like Jowy and Rio used to do.
Great.
I don't think it's as strong, though. In war battles, he doesn't participate. Investigation Secret Number 1, Vincent de Boule, age 34, from Greg Minster. Note, formerly...
This is from Greg Minster?
Yeah. He's formerly a Scarlet Moon Empire nobleman. Secret number 2, he used to be a member of the Scarlet Moon Empire nobility, but he doesn't stand on ceremony too much these days. He's got a strong sense of duty, though. Secret number 3, I know he's friends with Simone, but even so, it seems like he's got an awful lot of dearest friends.
That's right.
Yes. Secret number 4, he and Simone often take tea together in the flower garden. I swear those two are living in a world of their own making.
I wish there were just packs of these fuckers, like all the Miku Miku squirrels.
Yes, like ones that you could just get.
Yeah.
Just randomly show up.
More of balls.
Yes. Suggestion box. Hello, my good friend. My heart is always with you. Please be at peace. Next one. I've got some delicious rose hip tea. There's a cup set aside just for you. Come anytime. Cook-off introduction. His refined palate is accustomed to the finest of court food. It's Sir Vincent de Boule. You can put the ball down now, Eric. Giant yoga ball. Which member of your party spit dots after they walked away? Did you write down?
Unnoted.
Georg.
Good.
He's like, what the fuck?
What? God, what did I sign up for?
Yeah. Cave of the Wind?
The wind blows on the outside, but inside, baby, Pempa plays.
Yeah. We gotta walk through this whole goddamn thing again?
Yeah, I do all that windy rock shit I did last July, making it all the way to where I found the Star Dragon sword.
Yeah?
Only to find who staring out into the cliff.
Fucking Pesmerga!
He says, you, not here either, Uber, you bastard. But he must be close. Pesmerga, then is this our first Pesmerga sighting?
Yeah, we heard about him in the Book of Scoundrels or whatever we found earlier, but that's about it.
Turns to face Rio. Who are you? The Fake Nets Army? I see. So you must be Rio, and we get a choice. Will you join me? Or did you say Uber?
I said, did you say Uber?
What happened?
He said, a devil, a shadow, my arch nemesis. Something like that. I can't describe him exactly.
Cool. I just asked him to join, and he's like, let me think. My true goal is to find Uber, but while I'm searching, I can help you. Okay, I'll do it.
Pesmerga joins. He said the same thing for me after that.
You get bonus dialogue now.
Mm-hmm. Well, Eric, Pesmerga is the Tenny Star, the Star of Majesty. It's because of all that majestic plate armor. He looks good. His cape is browner, though, in this game.
It's dirtier. He's filthied himself.
He hasn't been home to wash his cape.
Is that embarrassing if you're a caped man, like a noble, if your cape's got dirt and pollution all over it?
Probably. By the way, in case you haven't listened to our podcast last July or whatever, his name means he who faces death in Kurdish. In Suikoden 2, he's a combat character. He's really fucking strong. His weapon is called the Crimson, the Death Crimson, or the King Crimson.
Death Crimson is a shooter on the Saturn and Dreamcast.
Cool.
And King Crimson is a legendary prog band.
He comes with a counter rune and a rage rune attached to his weapon, permanently embedded to his weapon. Makes him pretty tough. He has no unite attacks. In my case, Pesmerga had a level 16 sword because I had him fully upgraded in the previous game, so cool. War battles, he's a support unit with the ability of cavalry plus 3 attack. He, along with Mazes, are part of the last ones to join Rio and can only participate during major fights against Matilda and the last battle.
I was going to say, we're fairly limited with how much we've got left.
We've only got a couple left. His wounded quote is, Urk. His death quote is, it can't be the end. Secret number 1, name Pesmerga. Age unknown, from parts unknown. Position, infantry captain. Secret number 2, I still don't know what this guy really is, but apparently no one in the castle has ever seen him either eating or sleeping. Interesting. Secret number 3, he moves pretty damn quiet for a guy with all that armor. I tell ya, it's a little spooky. Almost like he's a ghost, Eric. Secret number 4, I'm still not sure what kind of creature he is. Some people say he's just a shadow from another existence.
Chris, is ghost armor cool or ineffective?
Ghost is
however you want to interpret that.
Is a ghost wearing the ghost armor?
No. Corporeal form is wearing the ghost armor.
Yes, I think it's still effective.
Okay. But it gets like magic and not like physical attacks, right?
Yes, I think you're right. Cook-off introduction. His true appearance is as shrouded in mystery as his taste buds. It's Pesmerga!
I can imagine that no one in this entire army more disappointed to be judging a cook-off than Pesmerga.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, this is a waste of my time.
The only person that it's more a waste of their time is Gadget.
Do not process human emotions or tastes.
Yeah, mm-hmm.
Chris, I teleport the hell out of here with a magical talisman.
Oh, you could just walk upwards and it would take you back to the front.
Well, I didn't know about that magic ability, Chris.
Yeah, mm-hmm.
I tried to get Vicky to teleport me to go get our last Star of Destiny to Coronet, but it's not an option because it's still occupied.
Yep.
So I go get into my little boat. Coronet music, if you listen carefully, plays.
Mm-hmm.
Finally, we can walk to the edge of that dock and have a meaningful interaction with
Genshu. He's still out here.
Says, do you have something to say to me? I say, join me. He replies, your group? I love by the way of the sword. Love or live? Did I write love? Did he say live? Probably said live.
I wrote live, but who knows?
I live by the way of the sword. I know no other path. Will you show me your weapon? Chris, the weapon we show him must be smithed to level 14.
Oh.
I do it. He says, sharp weapon. I see you are serious about wire. Your strength has also been forged through hard battle. I would be pleased to walk along the same path as you, Lord Rio. Genshu joined the group.
Oh, yeah.
That's it. All 108 stars. Chris, tell me about Genshu for the last time, about telling me about somebody in this video game, Suikoden Part 2.
Finally, the bit is over.
Something that is composed easily 30% of the runtime of this podcast.
Genshu is the Chie Star, the Star of Courage. If you don't have the Silver Hammer or any weapons up to 14 yet, or the ability to get them to 14, you can bring Pesmerga because he will be at 14 by default.
If you imported his shit, right?
He will be 14 by default.
Oh, by default.
16
okay,
for me.
That's right.
Yeah. In combat, Genshu uses a katana, the denta, the odenta, or the kamui. He comes preloaded with the swallow rune.
Like bird or like the action?
Spelled the same, right?
Yeah.
Well, you decide.
Yep.
He can participate in the swordsman attack with Shin, which is pretty cool because they do a, let's call it a X strike, a frog chrono X strike,
right?
But then the screen splits in half.
Wow, Deadpooling that shit.
Yes. His battle sprite is pretty cool because he's facing the opposite way, like ready to draw his... Like this.
Yeah.
He's gonna
I know someone's serious when they're not looking their opponent in the eye.
Yeah, but he's got his sword ready to draw. It's a pretty cool sprite. Investigation secret number 1 named Genshu, age 37 from parts unknown.
Genshu Impact.
Mm-hmm. This bit of trivia here will go along with secret number 1. Genshu's design is based around popular Ronin archetypes found in Japanese media, obviously. His signature rune, the Swallow Rune, is based off the famous Swallow Cut move of Kojiri Sasaki, whoever that is.
Initializing fakenet. Sasaki Kojiro was a Japanese swordsman who may have lived during the Azuchi Momoyama and early Edo periods and is known primarily for the story of his battle with Miyamoto Musashi in 1612, where Sasaki was killed. He is a revered and respected warrior in Japanese history and culture. Later, Miyamoto proclaimed that Sasaki Kojiro was the strongest opponent he faced in his life.
And his design and past as a reformed assassin who mistakenly murdered a loved one is reminiscent of Nobuhiro Watsuki's Kenshin Himura from the manga Rurouni Kenshin.
Pretty influential, all things considered.
Yeah. He does look a lot like Kenshin, actually.
Is Kenshin the equivalent of every idea, brainless cartoon movie coming out using the RZA's Kill Bill soundtrack when Lucy Liu's walking down the hallway?
In terms of its influence?
In terms of just, like, it just keeps popping up in disparate media.
It was extremely popular. The manga and the television show were extremely popular, but I think those tropes were already, like, were already well dispersed into media because of, like, Kurosawa and stuff like that.
Was it overused, do you think? Like, everyone thought they were quoting their favorite thing, but it turns out it was everybody's favorite thing.
Oh, that's a good point, yeah. But it is hugely popular.
I just feel like it comes up a lot in the games that we're exploring here.
It does, yeah. Secret number 3. He used to be work. He used to be work for anyone who could pay him, but he got tired of that life. Secret number 4. You should see that guy's eyes when he's near the Star Dragon sword. He's not normal, I tell you. It's almost like he worships it.
Horny for swords.
Just like Tasai. Mm-hmm. Love horny for sword guy.
In the middle of the night, you'll find Tasai and Genshu just beating off to wherever Victor leaves the Star Dragon sword.
Where does Victor leave the Star Dragon sword?
But he sleeps with it.
Under his bed? Yeah.
No, actually, no. He doesn't respect enough to sleep with it. I bet it's under his bed.
Yeah. Suggestion box, strike with your mind. To strike truly with your sword, you must strike truly with your mind.
Not to bring up Kill Bill again, but it's like when they went to Michael Madsen's character and his Hattori Hanzo sword was like in a golf bag with some clubs.
Yeah. Just
the disrespect.
Speaking of, like, the influence of Kill Bill and, like, Kill Bill being kind of a convergence point for a lot of
Kill Bill itself was just influences.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. It's like
Tarantino, right?
Yes, yeah, like Tarantino, like, took all those things that he liked and made a movie. Like, when I walked out of that movie for the first time, I was like, huh, that movie was made for me.
Yes,
because it was just all the things that I thought were cool at that time in my life, and it was put into
both parts, or specifically part 1.
Specifically part 1.
Yeah.
Part 1 was the one that had the anime in it, right?
Yes. Of course. The anime and the violence.
Yes. There's no anime in your violence.
Thanks, Gavin.
Cook-off introduction.
Fucking asshole.
They say his sword is so swift that the naked eye can't see it. He's come a long way to be here with us. It's Lord Genshu! Eric, congratulations on having 108 Stars of Destiny. But I don't. I've got to go to the Ninja Village.
Oh, that's right,
to
Chris.
Get those fucking ninjas.
That's right, you still don't. Tell me all about your trip to the Ninja Village.
Yeah, well, I went to the Ninja Village where Ninja Village music plays. Sasuke grabs us as we're spies. The same thing that happened to you. He's like, hey, you're spies. We're inside this wooden place with ninja claws and ninja spears all over the walls. Hanzo, with no portrait this time, asks me if I expect him to believe that we just accidentally stumbled across a town as well as hidden as Rokaku.
Same shit, different day.
Yep. He asks for my business. I tell him that I'm here to ask for his help. Hanzo says, so you came here on purpose? You knew just where to find our legendary ninja enclave? Then...
everybody does, bro.
He sizes us up. He says he has his outside informants, and they've told him much about me, Ryo. He says that I seem like a man that he can trust, and he appoints Sasuke and Hondo to help us in this fight.
Is this the first person to acknowledge Ryo could be a man?
Yeah, probably. Mondo joined the group. Sasuke joined the group. Hanzo then says Highland is strong, but he senses that I have a heart that will not give up. My heart is not softened. On the way out, see a bundle of firewood, a crate full of
Crate full of pervs.
a crate full. I can't. What's the fruit? Persimmons.
Persimmon.
Persimmon.
A crate full of persimmons, a crate of figs, a crate of onions, and a pail of rainwater.
No kumquats to be found.
Nope. All right. Well, that's everybody, Eric. We've got them all. We've caught all the Pokemans.
Okay, hit the button 108 times.
No.
Just kidding. Okay, great.
I won't
you passed the test.
I won't do it.
Can't shoot.
Let's go to HQ, where music tactics plays as I roll in and tell Apple that going to Muse is a swell idea.
Yeah.
Apple defers to Shu, who gives us a dialogue box full of dots before saying, yeah, he thinks it's worth a try. Quote, Rio will be general, with Hauser as his lieutenant. Your strategist will be Apple, with Klaus as her second in command.
Ooh.
With that as your base, it should be easy to attack Muse. General Kiba and I will stay here. After all, if this place falls, the fake nuts army will have nowhere to come back to. Chris, is this guarding the base action cowardly? I thought that task was only for invalids.
You got to guard the base.
I know, but you always leave it's like putting somebody in right field in Little League where it's like, yeah, you go play right field, the statistically least likely place for someone to hit a baseball.
Yeah, but in the major leagues, you don't do that.
Is this the major leagues?
Yes, it's war.
Our collection of stars of destiny
Yes.
are major league. Okay.
Yes. This is Major League War, Eric.
Shu continues with your dumbest friend's Facebook post.
Yeah. Please note that before he says this, he walks closer to Apple to say this.
So only Apple specifically hears his information?
Well, I think he's just trying to, it's for emphasis, right?
Okay.
And I still don't know what the fuck it means.
Apple, every lie contains truth, and every truth contains a lie. Remember that. Chris, realize.
Realize. Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Yeah.
I just picture there's a black and white image of Shu, and there's just not meme text, but that's just something
Like script text, like
Yes.
IG
yes
post kind of stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
that you're gonna see that on somebody's fucking betrayal friend.
I don't
beach.
know what he means by this at all. Like it's almost like he knows what's going to happen here.
Well, yeah, Shu is like the omniscient. Like he's sending his people not off to die, but
I still don't quite understand the point of all what we're about to do, but we'll see.
is it like a fog of war thing where it'll be hard to recognize truth here,
Perhaps.
and what appears to be true may be a lie.
Apple confirms that she will remember that.
It comes back up, and we are out of the side of the castle's stone entryway. A legion of troops marching 4x4 are walking out of the castle.
Yeah.
Flick and Victor look on.
Yeah?
How much longer is it going to last, this war, Flick wonders. Victor turns to face his friend and says, ha ha ha, are you sick of it? Flick then turns to face Victor, and Flick says, I guess so, but I've got to see it through to the end. What kind of answer is this country going to get from them?
What does that mean?
I think response. What kind of response are the people that we're fucking with going to give us?
Okay.
I don't quite know.
I thought it was commentary on what is the will of the people here, which we really don't have a good read on. People are always
I think we do have a good read on it. Whenever we go to towns, they cheer
true.
Rio on.
Yeah, that's
you know what I
true.
mean? They're like, hey, good. They give him attaboys the entire time.
It's true.
Victor responds to that pure nonsense with, of course, but it's all I've got.
Yeah.
There's a sense of both Flick and Victor being deeply impressed with how far they've come with this shit. Almost like they've gotten away with something, like when a kid steals candy.
Yeah. Yeah, they have.
We did it again. Can you fucking believe this shit?
This is their second one, and their first one ended on them going on a suicide mission.
Yeah,
so
basically.
they've been rolling the dice for a while. They haven't got a piss yet.
Flick and Victor then return to watching soldiers march as it fades to black. And my commentary on that is, did they fuck that translation up? What was that?
Yeah. Oh, man. A new one might be coming soon.
Soon, maybe. It's rated in Taiwan as of the 13th of whatever today is in 2023.
Right.
Greenhill.
Zone.
Silent room.
Yes, we're here. It's Rio, Nanami, Shin, Teresa, Klaus, and Apple.
We're in the dorms.
Yes, a person comes out of the dorm room and hands something to Lady Teresa. Teresa turns to the group and says, originally, Greenhill had almost no military force. Instead of fighting, we use hidden places like this, secret passages, but the townspeople cooperate with us as much as they can. Apple tells me that it's going to take some time to rest the men and work on the details for our strategy. She tells me to get some rest myself.
I am man. I must rest.
I must rest. I'm man. Nanami says that she wants to walk around for a bit like Nanami does so that we can, move the plot along, right?
What do you mean you want to walk around? We've been here twice since we kicked all those shitheads
Yes.
out, but okay, video game.
Please don't make me go to the forest, Nanami, please.
I bet Nanami is going to try to make me quit army again, Chris.
Yeah, I thought we're past that. As soon as we step outside, Nanami notices somebody.
Well, did you speak to Klaus before you left?
No.
He says something about settling down here someday since he's never going to Highland again.
Oh, yeah, well, yeah, you have turned your back on your country.
Shin, though, actually talks to me and says, be careful, as there may still be some Highland soldiers out there.
Ooh.
We step outside, freedom again, Chris.
Nanami notices somebody. One of the ghost ghosts Pursuit plays. It's one of those creepy songs that was playing during when everybody thought Shin was a ghost.
The ghost investigation
in the School Days plotline. Yeah, we noticed Lucia running into the university.
I didn't notice who it was.
Oh, I did because I am great at video games. We chase her all the way to, you guessed it, Eric, the Greenhill Forest. She used the secret passageway to get out back.
Nanami says, Rio, let's go after her. That's the one that attacked Rio.
Oh, I missed that.
Yeah.
After about one screen through the forest, we meet up with Lucia, but Jowy's here too, Eric. Nanami freaks out.
Reminisce ensemble version plays.
Yes. Jowy thanks Lucia and tells her that she can go home now. Lucia says, forgive me, sir, but I'd like to stay and protect you. Nanami asks Jowy why he's here. Jowy says, Nanami, Rio, as your friend, I have a request.
Jowy, who lied last time he did this and has done some weird blood oath shit.
Yes, exactly. Quit as the leader of the Franz army and run somewhere. I don't want to fight you.
Dude, fuck you. This shit is so annoying. I got it the first time, but now this is high cause for concern, worried friend bit just seems so cynical. I'm going to keep beating the shit out of your guys, man, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Wow, I had the opposite read here, Eric. Like, he's in my reality, he's asked me to quit once. And in both of our realities, he's asked me to quit once. But the first time, I did quit. Not at Jowy's request, but I did quit.
Right.
At one point.
But like Jowy just keeps showing up outside of school being like, look, man, you better call off your dogs. If not, we're going to fuck you up, dude.
So, yeah.
I've won every battle, Chris.
It's true. Well, no, not technically. There's been some losses.
Metaphorically.
Yes. So I tell him I can't do it.
I can't do it.
But like we said, Jowy has asked us multiple times throughout this game to give up, quit, or run away, which is, I think, a pretty deft narrative decision in a game that's already lost its primary big bad antagonist. You know, like, I think with Jowy getting rid of Luca Blight, but staying the course, like, we thought maybe Jowy was going to give up after that, after Luca was dead, but he's staying the course. I think Murayama very easily could have turned Jowy like full heel at that point in time.
Yeah. No, it's cool that he's still playing in Shades of Grey, and I think a more careful localization could have made this go over better.
Yes. So he's like, Jowy still keeps this little bit of his former self where he still cares for Rio and Nanami. We may have talked about this at the beginning of part 2 of the podcast, but we didn't get in depth. So I would like to get in depth real quick with one of the interviews.
Okay, yeah.
In a 1999 interview with Murayama featured in the Genshu Suikoden 2 character guide, translation courtesy of
Schmepilations.
Of course, great website. Murayama said that they used a Chinese story called White Vengeance as a motif for this. I think we mentioned this a while ago. So here's the details of the story. There were 2 characters, probably mispronouncing this, but whatever. Zhang Yu and Liu Bang. The hero's side is Liu Bang, who eventually wins with the help of the people around him. On the other side, Jowy's side is Zhang Yu. He fights mostly with his own strength and wins at first, but is defeated in the end. Murayama goes on to say, it's like a confirmation between orthodox governance and military conquest. Both sides aim for the same thing but use different methods, and eventually the 2 forces fight and one of them is defeated. That's how I started the story. But elsewhere in the interview, he mentions, quote, in that story, one hero is really strong, but not well liked by others, while the other hero is weak and keeps running away. But in the end, he wins the support of everyone. And we think back to the beginning of this game where we were constantly running away from everything.
Yeah.
So naturally, the latter takes the role of the main character of the story. For the unliked hero, we split his personality in 2 as portrayed by the characters of Luca and Jowy. They took that second character, the antagonist character, and split his personality out between 2 characters. So I just think it's cool that once they split that character into 2 aspects, they stuck to it all the way through instead of having Jowy fully turn heel.
Yeah, no, it plays more in nuance than you'd expect for a game of this time.
Yeah.
But it still is it could have had some editing on both sides of the localization.
Yeah.
So Jowy says there's no reason for you to be the leader of the Fake Nuts army. An alarmed Nanami steps forward and says, but Rio is, I know I've got it. Jowy, you can leave Highland. Jowy replies, I can't do that. And then he finally gets it. I see, so that's how it is. Just as I can't turn back, you can't turn back either. Too much time has passed, neither of us can go back to the way things were. So is my dude out of body and mind when he's in king mode, Chris? Does he just black out and only come to be himself when he's with us?
I think he's like faxed and logicked his way into this being his destiny. I think we get a little bit more on that later.
And
but
he thinks he can enforce his destiny on Rio and make Rio quit before he quits?
He just thinks this is the only way that things can play out. Mm-hmm. And this is the only way there's ever going to be peace.
Is that from a place of arrogance, or confidence? Because to me, I don't see the logic in it. But then again, we don't see much of the Highland scenes, right?
That's true. But we do find out later in the game that Jowy's fully destiny pilled here.
Nanami asks a question. Jowy, you're king of Highland, right? So you can stop the way and take your troops out of Muse, right? So that'll solve that. Jowy says, no, that won't work, Nanami. Nanami can't believe this shit and demands to know why. Rio and Jowy then raise their right hands. A translucent green shield appears above Rio. A fiery red sword appears above Jowy. Both phase out, but both boys keep their hands up. Nanami cries. That has to be some shit. Like, why can't you all stop fighting? They both, like, almost robotic, like the rune commands them.
Yes, it's like they're calling to one another, which is something that we've kind of assumed that was happening because of the positioning of some of when we see Jowy.
Yeah.
The Jowy scenes, and I think even Not mentioned it too, right? Like, the runes were calling to each other. So that's probably another reason why Jowy believes in this whole destiny angle.
The boys put their hands down, and Jowy turns his back and speaks. He says, Rio, as king of Highland, I'm going to fight to bring a new order to this land. Jowy then takes a few steps away toward Lucia and says, goodbye, Rio, Nanami. Jowy turns around and hard walks away. Nanami, though, chases after Jowy and screams, wait, it can be like it used to be. We can still be together, please. Chris, is there a more depressing version of regret than someone begging for things to be the way they used to be, unaware that those things can't be the way they were because of the way things are, which only happened because of the way things used to be, which can't happen anymore?
That's an Nanami arc, right?
Yeah.
If any character has an arc in this game that is worth pointing out and worth celebrating, not celebrating, but like worth pointing out how well it's seated throughout the game, it's Nanami's arc.
Yeah. Lucia then steps in front of Nanami and says, to protect the king, I can't let you pass. Nanami can't believe that shit. Fade to black. Those birds start chirping. Nanami stands in disbelief, and we have to walk all the way back to school.
Damn.
Greenhill. Go back to the dorms. Silent room plays. Neither Rio nor Nanami tell the battle group that we just had yet another secret showdown with Jowy.
Yeah.
Apple, though, is like, yo, prep is complete. We can go whenever. I say let's go. Victor says let's take them, and Nanami does not seem emotionally prepared for anything that's about to happen. Major battle, Liberating Muse. Music. That war music plays, and we're out on a version of the world map near Muse.
Yes, we're going to march up that hill in Mortal Kombat.
Victor says he can see Muse. Flick says it feels like it's been years since he's been here. Klaus thinks it's strange they haven't met the enemy resistance yet and advises his boys not to drop their guard.
Mm-hmm.
Jowy pops up, tells Lady Lucia that he's counting on her, and the zealot is all in, Chris. My king, by my word, we shall cleanse ourselves of the stain of defeat. Everyone listen, remember your others warriors. Our survival as a tribe depends on this.
Yep.
The Karaya tribe then speaks. In the name of Karaya, we mustn't lose. Start battle.
Hootin' and holler and start battle. After a few turns, Colgan's here. He announces to Lord Jowy that preparations are complete and they can withdraw at any time.
And the thought is like they're going to fuck the Karayans, aren't they?
Here we go again. Yeah. Jowy says, not yet. Give the signal for Lady Lucia's company to retreat.
Chris, good guy Jowy doesn't want to abandon his units in the middle of an evil plan.
No, of course not. Colgan reminds him that they shouldn't lose their chance for victory. Seed says that the Frontier People's Army will strike first.
Is Frontier People a slur?
It feels like it. Yeah. It's probably one of those weird little literal translation moments. If we can earn some time, Jowy tells them to give the signal. None of this reads very well.
No.
But I think what they're debating is whether or not they're going to sacrifice the Karayans for ultimate victory, basically, here, right? Colgan says that to achieve ultimate victory, we must not sacrifice large gains for small ones. Lady Lucia understands this. Jowy says that he's right, and he orders the withdrawal. Lucia remains to bide time. Karian tribe says, once I foolishly thought you only a pretty face. What? But now I see you have the strength of your father. I'll follow you anywhere. The boys in this game sure do like telling the girls what they look like. Happens a lot, especially in the cook-off introductions.
Lucia then goes into full sacrifice mode. Listen to me, you cannot die for the future of Karaya.
She killed Maximilian.
I burn all of her units to the ground. She did? She have to reset?
Yes.
I burn all of her units to the fucking ground. Lucia keeps screaming for the future of Karaya, but her dudes tell her to get the hell out of here. Quote, you must flee, and they will take care of this. She replies, I'm sorry, Beecham. Chris, who's Beecham?
I looked it up.
Yeah, who's Beecham?
Beecham does not show up until the third game.
Cool.
So it's like...
That's a seed. That's nice.
Barely. I think maybe
that's... a seed or a Colgan.
Beecham
was... all seeds.
Beecham was cut, I guess. But yeah, he's like her right-hand man, I think.
Victory, but there's no save point yet.
No.
We go to Muse City.
Mm-hmm.
We're at the front gate. Music Sedition alternate plays. And Victor says, hee hee. They ran away with their tails tucked between their legs. Klaus is more cautious. Is that right? Something seems odd, and Hauser agrees. Victor makes fun of Hauser for being a worrying warrior.
Yeah.
Apple gives them all dots. Victor turns around and says it's time to enter Muse and take a look. Klaus tells Victor to be careful. If there are any Highland soldiers still lurking around, I get to choose a party.
Yeah, for once, I tell Victor he's got to go in the convoy.
Wow, you convoyed Victor.
Yeah, I convoyed him.
Fucking smell you later.
Pesmerga, Georg, Nanami, Vincent of Balls, and Killy.
It's funny you convoyed Victor because I step in and then Victor parties out and says, it's quiet here. Maybe they're all at a ceremony or something like Miklatov said. When did Miklatov say this?
I think when he was reporting back when we first saw the giant wolf beast.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, a while ago.
Kind of ceremony.
A year ago.
Eyes wide shut party.
Yes.
Victor parties in and says we have control. As we approach City Hall, one of my troops pulls me aside. Quote, I thought I saw something inside, like a shadow moving maybe. Victor is curious. He's hesitant to go inside, at least a little. But he can't just leave this kind of thing alone. Well, who's doing this dialogue with you? Did nobody party out and say, I want to see that shit?
Victor's convoy, so he's still there.
Oh, you convoy him. I see. I thought you denied him the convoy.
It was just Georg just spitting dots.
Fucking man, I head inside City Hall. Suspicion plays. As soon as we set foot inside, soldiers are screaming for help and running away. The camera pans up to reveal a blinging golden wolf on the staircase.
It's roaring at us, Eric. Victor can't believe this shit.
The boss music plays.
We gotta fight this fucker.
What's it called?
It's a good-looking wolf, IMO.
Golden wolf.
Golden wolf.
Golden wolf.
Is this the trap they were setting? The last wolf of Muse seemed a lot worse, Chris.
It's got some pretty neat... Yeah, I think so. It's got some pretty neat magic attacks, but we can take it down pretty quickly. But I think you're right. I think this is like a riff on the empty fort strategy from Romance of the Three Kingdoms.
Yeah, nodding along. Right, of course.
Which I think was when they let the enemy forces think that they were going to take the castle and the fort was empty, and then they pounced on them from the outside. Fake
Reverse
net.
Trojan horse.
Yes, Fake Net, will you explain the empty fort tactic?
Initializing Fake Net. The empty fort strategy is the 32nd of the Chinese 36 stratagems. The strategy involves using reverse psychology and luck to deceive the enemy into thinking that an empty location is full of traps and ambushes, and therefore induce the enemy to retreat.
Thanks.
You're welcome, Crisp.
Nothing to worry about this fight. Pretty easy.
Yep.
Suspicion resumes, and Victor wonders what the hell is that thing. Just then, the screams start coming from the outside, so I head out there. When I step outside, the camera pans to 3 different corners of the city to reveal 3 golden wolves threatening 3 troops.
Yeah. I just gave Jowy a lot of credit for at least staying true to himself, but he's dabbling in black magic right now or whatever.
I don't know. Golden wolves are pretty cool.
They are cool. I didn't say they weren't cool. I just said, like, this feels forbidden.
Victor dams it and suggests we run for it. And this is hilarious. He just assumes our dudes are fucked. He's like, no, they're done. They're done. They're not heroes of destiny. We don't have to worry about it. They're just fodder. And to the player, he's saying, you can fight them, but they'll just respawn, and fighting is pointless.
Yes.
Apple, Hauser, Luke, Klaus, and some troops meet us near the front of Muse.
Yeah, Apple's like, hey, are you okay? Victor's like, what the hell is going on? Luke's here. And Luke's here for some story stuff. He's got some more information to give us to be part of the story. He says, that family, they're servants of the Beast Rune. I think he's talking about the Blight family. Victor inquires. Luke says, yes, I heard it was passed down from High Priest Sasarai to the Blight clan when Highland divided from the Holy Kingdom of Harmonia. They've become servants, slaves to that rune. And I think if you look in the wikis and stuff, and maybe this is from the Suikoden Kwamis, like, the Holy Kingdom of Harmonia didn't necessarily give the Beast Rune to the Blights because they wanted to, but it was because that Highland was the only place that they could, like, keep it under control.
Interesting.
So it
the
was...
Suikoden's going to some of that, but not from that angle. In fact, when they chase Nash, they summon a beast kind of like this to chase after him. Seed and Colgan bring one about.
Oh, cool. Klaus says, so, Luca Blight sacrificed all the people of Muse. Luke says, so, that thing really does exist, eh? The Beast Rune can only be awakened with a blood sacrifice.
Was the Beast Rune the start of all of this? Is that like where the corruption of Highland began?
I don't... Well, no, I think the start of all this was Luca Blight's trauma.
Yeah, but
yes.
But did the Beast Rune influence that, right?
It could have. The entire kind of through line of all Suikoden games is that these wars are almost influenced by the true runes. Like the Soul Eater, the Soul Eater in the Gate Rune War, the rune that Jowy and Rio share, like all these things are the things that are influencing war because the runes are seeking to kind of return to this primordial state that the later games get into. Victor wonders what the hell will happen if it wakes up. Luke says, well, if it's been woken up, I guess it might manifest itself as a huge bloodthirsty demon. But I think the rune itself was carried off somewhere. I don't sense its power anymore. So they brought it?
Yeah, like, also, what if Jowy has both runes? What kind of fucking shit is that going to do?
Oh, if Jowy has both true runes? Like,
yeah.
I think we know this because of the visual at the end of the game, but also kind of from this context as well. The Beast Rune is not one that you can just equip on your face.
It's got to be embedded.
It's large.
Oh, okay. Oh, that, yeah. Also, you said get all the runes to return to a primordial state. Is this another third impact desire?
Yes,
okay.
Basically. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Fitcher runs up and says the Highland soldiers are back. Klaus is like, oh shit, looks like they were waiting for this moment. Fitcher laughs for some reason and points out that Highland is attacking from the north and the east, meaning we'll have to escape too.
Damn.
The west.
West.
Fitcher's like, cool, let's get the fuck out of here, but Apple's more cautious. Wait, it's a trick. They're attacking in small numbers. I bet soldiers are lying in ambush to the west and south.
Apple's sniffing out the science.
General Hauser, get your troops together and attack north. Thrust right into the center of the attackers, then retreat. There won't be any soldiers waiting to ambush you there. Victor tells Rio to hurry and to get away. Apple dots it, and we fade to black and out of this episode of Retrograde Amnesia.
Wow. Let's get out of this episode. But before we do that, let's go to the RealNet.
Initializing RealNet.
Hi, RealNet. Nice to see you. Squeak says standing in line is a rite of passage for any child. Yeah, we did stand in a lot of lines.
It's an important patience instructing activity.
Yeah. And even when you pay to skip the long lines, you still got a line.
That's how they get you.
Yeah. It sucks. I'm never going back.
You think so? You think you're done with Disney?
I want to be.
Mm-hmm.
Tron was pretty cool. Eric Vadine says, I like the idea of the Buster Sword was meant to be a buster. I mean, to be an insult, excuse me. I solicited suggestions in the Patreon post for this episode to say, come let us know what you think that we should count in Xenosaga.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because I don't know the game well enough to even begin. And Jason says that his vote is for the Xenosaga OSHA violations count.
That's a good one because there's a lot of like process and bureaucracy there.
Yeah. We might be able to workshop that one a little bit. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I like it.
Uncomfortable Momo moments.
Mm-hmm. God.
I just like Momo moments.
Momo moments? Yeah. That's pretty good too. John Doe says, my immediate thought when I hear about a dude so ready to draw a sword he's facing backwards, I think of Yoko from Samurai Spirits.
Samurai Showdown?
Samurai Spirits is Samurai Showdown, right? Pretty sure it is.
Yep.
John Doe says, Rurouni Kenshin being similar to a shitload of other historical fiction is less it being influential and more of it sharing an inspiration with a shitload of other historical fiction.
Everything's everything.
Mm-hmm. Squeak says we can all play Like a Dragon Ishin and get our period Japanese drama that way.
I finished that recently.
Do you like it?
I did. Shinsengumi are motherfuckers.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Andy Hoof says, I'll put an end to this killing, even if it involves killing everyone.
Yeah, there you go. Perfect.
That's a good distillation. So Jedi Mimic also points out, Luca brought the rune to Muse and sacrificed its people. I think that's what was happening when he hunted the refugees during the recruitment of Miklatov and Camus, which is just pointing out that, yes, Luca also brought the rune. I just thought it was weird that that rune could travel because it's so large.
Maybe they have a wagon for it.
But yeah, I'm wondering like what is their method of transport, but that's very interesting. Or maybe they can just like unleash it.
Maybe it's got like good range, right?
They've got a leash. Okay, thank you, RealNet, for joining us tonight. We'll see you in the next episode of Retrograde Amnesia. This episode is a production of Retrograde Amnesia, recorded on April 13th, 2023. Find us on Twitter at RetroAmnesiaPod. Email the podcast at retrogradeamnesia.com. And you can support us on Patreon at patreon.com/retroam. Get early access, bonus episodes, mini-series like Panzer Dragoon, and access to the RealNet. Thanks, Mark.
Shepard.
For the music.
You're welcome, Chris.
Until next time, Eric.
We're going to get somebody's dad killed.
Yeah, we are. We are. Yeah, okay. And now, you may go back to sleep.
Run of that.
Oh, Eric got a comic book.
I've been reading comic books.
Eric got a comic book. Is this IDW?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you want to send me home with a comic book, that is also acceptable. I don't know anything about any comic books, though.
You can just give you a random comic book.
Sure, yeah. I mean, ideally, it'd be one that's good.
There was one point in which we were trying to help Chewbacca evade the stormtroopers because there was this whole thing playing out, and the stormtroopers found us. And
did you fuck up, or do they always find you?
No, it was a part of the story.
Okay,
where like Chewbacca is like fucked, but then Rey shows up and Jedi mind tricks the stormtroopers to walking away.
Wow,
and it was very it felt bespoke, but it probably wasn't. Because then I talked to Brooke later, and she was like, "Yeah, we just saw Rey a minute ago when we were downstairs looking for Master Yoda's holocron or something. I don't know."
Is there anything like really weird, like how like elephant ears at state fairs? Can you get Yoda ears that are fried?
No, they have like it's like the second night, the first night there's a singer, like a lounge singer. She's a Twi'lek.
Of course, yeah.
Yes.
What else would it be?
And the second night it's like a 5-course meal, and they're bringing you food from different planets. Like I had some shit from Mustafar, even though there's
bugs.
There's probably no culinary artist on Mustafar. It's a fucking lava planet, but nonetheless,
I'm sure Vader has a private chef.
He probably does out there in the Fortress Vader.
Actually, no. I bet Vader eats paste. Like he doesn't have like a lot of.
He has to go. He has to go in the big egg thing to be rejuvenated.
Blue milk.
Yeah, there's blue milk.
Okay.
I lost my train of thought. Where were we going? Yeah, but like when I pay extra money so I can get on the Tron ride and not have to wait in the virtual queue for 3 hours.
Right, the cast system of Disney World.
Yes. When I get to go to the upper cast at Disney World,
pay your way in.
I feel like that's worth it because I'm not standing in line listening to my kids, saying,
right.
Are we there yet?
Yeah, bypass the pores.
Yes, exactly. So that all seems worth it, but, Chewbacca patting my kid on the back for, whatever we spent per night, which I don't know. I'm sure it's super expensive.
So in 3 years when they change this and your kids haven't aged out of it, you're going back to see what's new.
Yes, when they change this and I'm on like Jabba the Hutt is putting me in chains.
Yeah.
And Salacious Crumb is throwing his own shit at me, I will go back.
Okay.
But none of this rather.
You want to be shot by a real laser.
Yes. I mean and there's always fucked up asshole kids that are trying to make the actors break character and stuff like that. Like,
That would have been me, honestly.
But they never do. The actors actually all did a really good job of dealing with
I'm sure there's
the curveballs that people thrown at you.
And shit like that.
Yeah. They all did a good job. And we got to fucking, fly, be on the bridge and man.
If someone fucks up too bad, will they get like cops, Star Wars cops to escort them out?
Well, they do tell you not to touch anybody when you first get on, but probably, yeah. I did see at the park some guy get lectured because he touched one of the stormtroopers.
Awesome. I just want to see like you don't want to disrupt it for other people, but I want to see what the protocol is for getting someone the hell out of there.
Yeah, that would be interesting because you very much are like secluded there. Like you can't leave. I mean, I guess you could if there's an emergency. You can't go outside. You can go to the climate simulation room, where the windows are open on the ceiling so you can feel the outside.
Oh, okay.
But otherwise you're inside the fucking spaceship the whole time. So I would advise anybody against going there unless you're just flush with cash. SSD Ninja says, not spending money on Star Wars is an innate skill. Well, I don't have that skill. Sorry. I already pre-ordered the new Jedi game. I want to play that shit. Give me that, what's his name?
Cal Kestis.
Give me that Cal Kestis shit. Give me that BD1. Congratulations.
I can think of no punishment more damning than marrying someone I work with.
No, well, not literally. Okay, so this is like somebody of the not necessarily the opposite sex, but somebody of the same the whatever attraction you are or whatever.
Yeah.
Who you work with and you confide in them and you talk to talk. It's not
what you're describing as a coworker. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not a romantic relationship. People are like, oh yeah, she's my work wife.
Yeah.
Or oh yeah, he's my work husband because we talk about things or whatever.
Friends is the
exactly. And there was a new study published or a new survey or something that indicated that the younger generation, that would probably be Gen Z, maybe some of us elder millennials too, no longer approve of that designation.
They didn't just invent that.
No, that's been around for, I don't know, probably since the 80s.
I don't believe you.
Yeah, it's true. Mm-hmm.
Actually, I'm going to delete that because that's probably a password recovery fucking thing.
You have dragon head, unicorn body. Sorry.
Girl, you got that dragon head?
Secret number 1, age Mazes? No. His true appearance is... This is a difficult sentence to read. His true appearance... And also, I have a weird relationship with it because I don't like it because of the
because of the shit
because of the shit. But also at one point in time, I would have considered it my favorite anime and manga. So
yeah, it's
fucked up.
Death of the artist, Chris.
Yes, let's kill him.
Is metaphor.
Don't kill him. I mean, if he dies, it's fine though. Stop breaking me. I wouldn't have even read that if I would have read this in advance of the podcast. I would just skip that because I knew that it would break me. But
if he dies, it's fine though. Please continue.
Secret number 3, he used to work for... Apple tells me that it's going to take some time to...
or you want to ask dumb questions. I could always go off and do a couple of burners instead of working on you.
Graffiti?
Hey, I'm not in the mood to be lectured by a car, okay? What the heck is all this stuff, man?
Get me fixed up and I'll show you. You haven't seen the half of me. No, don't! That wire's part of my primary electrical.
Car, speak to me. What did I do?
What? Apple tells me that it's going to take some time to get to rest.
Rest the men.
Rest the men. Thank you.
Not
Apple
arrest.
Playtime!